Welcome guys to my top fall list for 2018. Now I bet you're probably wondering, why am I choosing top 5 as opposed to a top 10? Well, I feel like this list should be concise. No honorable mentions, basically just straight to the point. These are the 5 fragrances that I'm looking most forward to wearing for the 2018 fall season. So without further ado, let's kick it off with the first, or should I say number 5, Dior's Leather Oud. If you've never heard of Dior's Leather Oud, I'd encourage you to go ahead and find a sample somewhere. If you could sample it in a store, that would be ideal. It is very animalic with leather and oud. There's a burnt wood accord. There's a lot going on. It's a very complex fragrance. Some people say that this fragrance is too animalic for them, but not for me. It's actually perfect. Dior's Leather Oud at number 5. At number 4, I'm not the biggest leather fan, but the leathers I do like tend to be a little bit more classic, not of the Tuscan leather variety. And what I have here is Kenisa 10. This came out in the 1920s, and I'm sure it's changed drastically since, but even if this is just the skeleton that remains, this is still something to brag about, because Kenisa 10 is one of the best floral leathers that I've ever tried. In fact, if you've tried Dior's Cuir-Canage, this is very similar. Of course, this came out first, and I think this is sort of Dior's Cuir-Canage is sort of a tip of the hat to fragrances like this that are floral and leather. Definitely a great one at number 4, Kenisa 10. At number 3, I don't believe that we really need a formal introduction for this one. Roses in Amber. This is Dior's Ambre Nuit. Now, when I was at Neiman Marcus, I was trying to decide between Ambre Nuit, Bois d'Argent, which I previously owned, and Fève Délicieuse. This one just seemed the most classy out of all of them. It's just perfect, spicy with a nice soft amber, the perfect amount of sweetness. It sort of sits on you like an ethereal cloud. Doesn't suffocate. That's what's great about these Dior Privé lines. Ambre Nuit, great rose note, great amber note at number 3. At number 2 is a fragrance that I have tried a long time ago, and I never really got around to purchasing it because, you know, the list piles up, and you kind of just, you forget about certain fragrances, even though you actually really love them. Your curiosity comes first. So this fragrance is by the house of Diptyque, one of my favorite fragrance houses, and this is 34, or 34 Saint Germain Boulevard, I believe. This fragrance to me is just encapsulates everything that is fall in this bottle. It's spicy. It sort of reminds you of a cooler breeze. There's a lot of florals in it. It almost has a Camp Forest mentholated type of feel. Definitely an excellent fragrance, and it's very hard to describe without you just going out and trying it. It's Diptyque's 34. This is the black cap version. There is a white cap version that is supposedly all of Diptyque's fragrances, not literally, but combined for the spring and summer and the warmer months. Now, at number 1 is a fragrance that's very underrated, not well known at all, from my favorite fragrance house, and a house that doesn't really get much play on YouTube. And I think it's a shame because the price point is phenomenal, especially for the quality and the amount of juice you get. Very underrated house. And this is Comme des Garçons Black. Oh man, if you like smoky fragrances, I've tried a lot of smoky fragrances, okay? I've tried, you have Interlude Man, you have Bois de Cesse by Naomi Goodsir, you have A City on Fire by Imaginary Authors. The list goes on, but this to me is the most unique, and especially for the price. It's $110 for this 100 ml bottle here. It has a sort of burning rubber with licorice and wood smoke. It just smells like, if I had to describe it, like a smoldering, like an extremely smoldering, smoky day. When you go outside in the fall and the air is just, it hits you, and with its coolness, and it's filled with the scent of burning leaves. That's exactly what I get from this. One that cannot really be explained or justified through explanation, must be tried. Comme des Garçons Black. This is definitely my favorite fall fragrance for this year, 2018. So, I hope you enjoyed the list. Try to keep it as short and sweet as possible. And I will have my winter list, of course, coming up, hopefully around December. So until next time,